the wily son, and the king's honor. In a small, bustling Yoruba village nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, there lived a man named Adagok. Adagok was infamous for his ways as a thief. His hands were as nimble as a squirrel's, and his wit as sharp as a hunter's arrow. He had a son Kami, who, though young, had inherited his father's sharpness. But unlike Adagok, Kami used his cleverness for far more humorous and noble purposes. Kami was a curious boy, with a quick tongue and a talent for turning the gravest situations into moments of laughter. His sharp mind often left people amazed, and his antics had earned him a reputation in the village. While his father was often out plotting his next heist, Kami spent his days observing the world, devising tricks, and thinking up clever solutions to all sorts of problems. Adagok, however, was a troubled man. Despite his skill as a thief, he yearned for respect. He had grown tired of sneaking around, evading guards, and hiding his loot. Deep down, he wanted to be seen as a man of importance, someone worthy of sitting with the village elders and perhaps even with the king of their land, Oba Adatoy, who ruled over the entire region from his palace in Ilefe. One evening, as Adagok returned from another night of thievery, he sat down with Kami under the moonlit sky. "My son," Adagok began, his voice heavy with regret, "I am tired of this life. No matter how much I steal, people only see me as a common thief. I want more. I want to be respected, honored, and perhaps, one day, sit with the Oba himself." Kami, always ready with a sharp reply, grinned. "Baba, if you want to sit with the king, you must first learn to stand tall in the eyes of the people. A thief cannot sit with kings, but perhaps a wise man can. Leave it to me. I will find a way to make you worthy." Adagok chuckled, brushing off Kami's words as the idle chatter of a mischievous boy. But Kami was serious. The following morning, Kami set his plan into motion. The first thing he needed to do was change his father's reputation. He went to the village square, where people gathered to trade goods, share stories, and gossip. Standing on a wooden stool, Kami clapped his hands to gather everyone's attention. "People of our village," he shouted, his voice carrying across the square, "I bring you news of great importance. My father, Adagok, has decided to change his ways. No longer will he take from the people of this village. Instead, he will use his skills to help and protect us all." The villagers, who had long suffered from Adagok's thieving, were skeptical. They murmured among themselves, doubting the boy's words. "Why should we believe you, Kami?" an old woman asked, her hands on her hips. Kami smiled. "You will see for yourselves. Tonight, my father will prove his worth." That evening, Kami approached his father with a plan. "Baba, we are going to return everything you've stolen from the villagers. But we won't just give it back. We'll make it look like a miracle." "A miracle?" Adagok asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes, Baba. Just trust me." Kami spent the night sneaking into the homes of villagers, carefully placing the stolen items where they would be easily found. Jewelry appeared in pots of soup, coins were tucked under sleeping mats, and missing tools were placed neatly outside doorways. By morning, the villagers awoke to discover their lost belongings had mysteriously returned. "It's a miracle," they exclaimed. "Perhaps Adagok truly has changed." The news spread quickly, and the once despised thief began to gain a sliver of respect. But Kami knew this was only the beginning. The next challenge came a few weeks later, when a neighboring village accused Adagok of stealing a prized royal staff that belonged to their chief. The staff had gone missing during a festival, and all fingers pointed to Adagok. Given his reputation, the chief of the neighboring village, Chief Adibi, stormed into Adagok's village with his guards, demanding justice. "Where is my staff?" Chief Adibi roared. "If it is not returned, I will bring my warriors and burn this village to the ground." The villagers, fearful for their safety, turned on Adagok. "We thought you had changed, but clearly you are still a thief," they cried. Son Kami stepped forward, his face calm and confident. "Chief Adibi, my father did not take your staff, but I will help you find it. Give me 3 days." The chief laughed. "And what can a boy like you do in 3 days?" "You'll see," Son Kami replied with a sly grin. For the next 3 days, Son Kami observed the chief and his men. He listened carefully to their conversations, noting their behavior. On the 3rd day, he gathered the villagers and Chief Adibi in the village square. "Chief Adibi," Son Kami began, "your staff was not stolen by my father. It was taken by someone from your own village, a man close to you who hoped to frame my father for the crime." The chief frowned. "And who is this man?" Son Kami pointed to one of the chief's guards. "It is him. If you search his hut, you will find the staff hidden there." The guard, a burly man named Khalad, protested loudly, but the chief ordered his men to search Khalad's hut. Sure enough, the staff was found hidden beneath a pile of yams. Chief Adibi was furious. "You dare betray me!" he shouted at Khalad, who fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. The villagers cheered for Son Kami, amazed by his cleverness. Adagok's name was cleared, and Chief Adibi, grateful for Son Kami's help, declared that Adagok was no longer a thief in his eyes. With his father's reputation restored, Son Kami set his sights on the ultimate goal, earning a place for Adagok at the king's table. To do this, he needed to prove that Adagok was not only honest, but also wise. One day, a royal messenger arrived in the village, announcing that the Oba was hosting a grand competition. The winner would receive a seat at the king's table and the title of Wise One of the Kingdom. Son Kami knew this was their chance. "Baba, you must enter the competition," he said. "But I am not wise," Adagok replied. "Leave that to me," Son Kami said with a wink. The day of the competition arrived, and contestants from all over the kingdom gathered at the palace. The Oba presented 3 challenges, each designed to test the contestants' wisdom and problem-solving skills. The first challenge was a riddle. "I am not alive, but I grow. I have no lungs, but I need air. What am I?" As the contestants pondered the riddle, Son Kami whispered the answer to his father. When it was Adagok's turn to speak, he confidently replied, "Fire." The Oba nodded in approval. The second challenge involved untangling a complex knot. While the other contestants struggled, Son Kami handed his father a knife. Adagok sliced through the knot, declaring, "Sometimes the best solution is the simplest one." The Oba smiled, impressed by Adagok's practicality. The final challenge was to bring the most valuable item in the kingdom. While others presented gold, jewels, and rare artifacts, Adagok, guided by Son Kami, approached the Oba with a simple mirror. "This mirror is the most valuable item," Adagok explained. "It reflects the truth and reminds us of who we are." The Oba was deeply moved by this answer and declared Adagok the winner. From that day on, Adagok was no longer seen as a thief, but as a wise and honorable man. He earned his place at the king's table, and Son Kami's cleverness became the stuff of legends. Together, father and son proved that even the most unlikely people could rise to greatness with wit, determination, and a little bit of humor.